Well, before I get into my monologue, if you want to say, uh, one of the best Lone Star showdowns of all time. Wasn't pretty at all on either side, Aggies or Longhorns. Um, both teams, a lot of grit. You saw the passion on both sides of in each team. And in the end, it came down to a field goal. And the Horns had the ball right at the end and won the game. And just hats off to both sides. To the Aggies, to the Longhorns, for giving us an excellent way to send this rivalry in the Big 12 off. I really hate to see it go. The more and more as I watched the game, the more and more I was like, man, this really sucks that this could be the last time these two teams play. Now, of course, they'll play again at some point in bowl games. They're going to schedule each other. We'll see what happens later on in the years. But this was the last time it's the Lone Star Showdown. Now, to the Aggies. All year, I've had to listen to Aggies. And I'm back in East Texas, back in my home area. And I've had to listen to Texas A&M fans gloat about the SEC, gloat about their team, and then watch as the weeks go by as they continue to underachieve like the Aggies always do. They started this season ranked like 7 in the country with a team I believe, I even said, this was not me being sarcastic, I truly believe this was a team that could not only compete for the Big 12 championship, but could really make a move in the national championship race. And I still believe that when they're fully healthy, that this is a team that could do it. And yet, they blow leads like they always have, and they can't get it done because they're the Aggies. But all year, I kept hearing from A&M, it was, you know what? Who cares about the overall record in Texas A&M? Who cares about the history? What all that matters is whoever wins this game this year is going to have a scoreboard for a long time. The only people that said that were Aggies. Why is that? They were so confident that there was no way that this Texas team could beat that Aggie team in Kyle Field. And yet you watch the game tonight. Texas offense was horrendous. We don't have a quarterback still. Case did what he could, Ash, whatever. They were not good at all tonight. Wide receivers couldn't catch the ball. We've got a great group of running backs. We've got a better offensive line. But we couldn't move the ball. I said going into this game, I said the way Texas wins this game is stout defense is what you saw, and the Aggies beating themselves. And Tannehill turning the ball over. What happened? This defense was awesome tonight. But I just listening to Aggies all year chirping about this game, and then to see the ball go through the uprights at the end to seal it, it's awesome. It really, I hope it puts them in their place to what they really are, and sends them off to the SEC, letting them know you came into this conference, into this season, ranked 7th in the country, a team picked to compete in the Big 12, and now you're going to go to the SEC, and I keep hearing from Aggies all the time, 5 years down the road, we're going to be a top-tier team. We're going to, you know what? If you are, great. But how many years were you in the Big 12? And how mediocre were you? That's all A&M was mediocre. Trying to live up to what Texas could do, to do what Oklahoma or Nebraska could do. Those teams were the class of the Big 12. And Oklahoma's been the class of the Big 12. I'll give it to them. And I hate those guys more than any other. I hate them more than the Aggies. But I'll give it up to Oklahoma for putting a program together. And the Aggie fan base doesn't deserve what they've been getting from that mediocre output on the field they've had over these last decade or so. But this season, they came in ranked in the top 10. And this wasn't like with Texas last year, because Texas ranked 5th last in the country. That was a terrible Texas team. Horrible. This was a good Aggie team. Fell on their face, I don't know how many times. Should have beat Okie State. Should have beat Arkansas. Should have beat K-State. Should have beaten Missouri. You should have beaten Texas. And I don't know what I've always said. I've said this year for you. You guys have heard this. My deal with it, Texas A&M has always been they can gear it up for Texas. You get their best shot, especially when they have a bad team. They get their best shot against Texas. But you watch them throughout the season, they just can't get it done to put a whole season together. And I think that's what separates the University of Texas from Texas A&M. is that you can sit there and argue about head-to-head. The Horns had this large lead, but then the Aggies will come back. Well, we were an all-male college, and we were more of a military school back in the day, and whatever. When the player, that's fine. Head-to-head, put it to the side. The difference is which program has been able to sustain success the longest, and that was Texas. And it's going to be Texas. So, enjoy the SEC. I hope you'll have a good time over there. Just, you know what, for this Texas team that's really not a good team, and this is kind of building for the future, for them to beat that Aggie team was pretty awesome. And of course, you're going to have the refs thing. My whole thing is this. Y'all came to this game, should have beaten us by 5 touchdowns. So you let it come down to a refs call? Whatever. That's Aggies for you. So, hook 'em horns, Texas fight, and of course, I will have that video up soon of my coworker, who is an Aggie, singing the Eyes of Texas. I got him a little Longhorn tie he can wear for it, and so you guys will be looking for that soon. Like I said, it sucks that I haven't been able to make videos as much this year with work and stuff like that, but this one was special. So, hook 'em horns, Texas fight, and Aggies, you guys have fun in the SEC. See you guys later.